All right. Technology and technological systems. These are your notes for this particular section of the chapter. There are four types of knowledge. One would be science, and that basically is the study of laws and principles that govern the physical universe. And major examples of that are meteorology, biology, mechanics, geology, and astronomy. Those are just some examples, but they look at the laws and principles that govern the physical universe. Another type of knowledge is technology. It's the study of how humans develop and use items to change or control the world around them. If you think about it, how much technology do you use a day? You watch TV, listen to the radio, run equipment on the farm, your telephone, cell phones, Palm Pilots, all those things are technology that makes things easier and better for you. Humanities, that is a study of areas of philosophy that relate to human concerns. Okay. How do you react to certain things? Stuff like that. Descriptive studies, the area of human knowledge that includes language and mathematics. It's a basic for communication. How do you communicate with one another? That's a huge thing. Elements of technology. Technology is human knowledge. Technology is concerned with tools, systems, and procedures. Technology is used to create physical artifacts. And when we talk about physical artifacts, we're talking about building something, a product. That's what artifact stands for. It's a concrete piece. Technology attempts to modify and control natural and manufactured environment. Okay. We take raw materials such as trees, build benches, furniture, okay, stuff like that. And it magnifies human ability. If you think about it, your life is enhanced with technology. It becomes much easier to do certain things. You know, take for example, your phone, you can immediately dial a number by hitting a name. Back when, in the early days, you're on the rotary dial, if anybody knows what that is, but you're constantly putting them in. Then they made push button, but it basically is making your life much, much easier. There are five basic elements of a technological system. The first one is inputs. Okay. These are people, natural resources, capital, finances, knowledge, energy, and time. Now, the question comes, what's the difference between capital and finances? Capital is the tools, equipment, raw materials that you have that basically are going to change your material into something. Hammers, mills, lathes, stuff like that. Finances, that's where you go get your money from the bank. How much are you going to borrow? How much are you going to use of your own? Okay. So those are the difference there if you're ever curious about that. Then your next basic element is processes. You have two types, transformation, which is changing your raw materials into a product. So taking a tree and making it into a usable board. Management. Now, without management, getting your final product may be a struggle because maybe you don't have a smooth transition. But this ensures effective use of raw materials. If you think about it, if we didn't have stoplights or stuff like that, how chaotic would it be to get around town? Think about how you make something, especially like peanut butter and jelly sandwich or something like that. What's your first step? What's your second step? You need a certain flow in order to produce something efficiently. Your outputs, there are two, I call them desired and undesired. Desired is your end product, okay? It's your park bench that you built. It's your table that you built. The undesired, I call that the negative. That's your pollution, your noise, waste products. Some people really don't correlate that as being an output, but it is an output. It's an undesired output. Now, feedback, probably one of the most important things to any technological system. It can be positive or negative. It's just basically a critical analysis of a system. Gives information needed to help the system get better. Okay. Everybody provides feedback daily. It could be on the clothes they are wearing. This doesn't fit quite right. Why? But that is a feedback. The color of car. Do you want a pink car? Do you want a green car? Navy blue, black, white. Your feedback gives the people ways to find the correct color that's going to sell the most of. Okay. And then there's goals. Every system has a goal, whether it's societal or it's the system itself. Okay. Societal. If you were living in Monticello, look at it pretty easy. Guy drives a Lamborghini down the middle of Main Street, Monticello. That will turn heads because why? It's not normal. It's not a societal norm. Now, if somebody drove down in a truck, probably be okay. No one probably turned their head unless it was loud, obviously. But society will dictate. We're more farm community. If we're in the big city and you drove one of the cars out of the parking lot here down Rodeo Drive in California, you might get pulled over because it's not the norm. A Lamborghini, probably no problem. The goal for the system is, what do you want it to accomplish? Your car is a technological system. You want to go from point A to point B. That's the goal of that system. Now, there are types of technological systems. There are private and there are industrial. Now, private basically meets the individual's needs and wants. So whatever you want to accomplish, that's whether it's growing your own garden to provide food for you, having a workshop at home, building your own products, birdhouses, that's a private technological system. Now, there are industrial systems, large numbers. These are for large quantities of people. Ford Motor Company, it would be an example. Quaker Oats, General Mills, these are all examples. They're creating products for a greater mass audience, okay? So they're looking to get out and cover the whole globe, okay? So those are the two types that you would ever run into. Now, there are seven major groups of technological systems. Okay, you have your agricultural, basically produces the food for the world. You have all these companies that farm, gather all this stuff and change your raw products into something that can be consumed. Communication, creating different ways to communicate information for mass audiences. Your cell phones, okay, computers. Construction, you see it all over. How many construction companies are there in Monticello alone? They're used to build items, build houses, office space, condos, apartment complexes. Okay. But there are a ton of them all around because it's one of the biggest things you need. Energy and power. Convert and deliver energy for private and industrial uses. You have to have that. You have to have a system that's going to provide your home with electricity, heat. Okay. Then you have your manufacturing system, transforming material into useful products. Okay. Do you want to do it? Probably not. That's why we created factories to produce mass quantities of product. Makes it easier. Medical, maintaining health. In the pandemic we are right now, this is important because you have to maintain your health. Now, if you do get an injury, you have to go somewhere to treat injuries. Got to have a medical system, something that keeps people healthy. And the last one is your transportation. Once we create these goods, we got to have a way of moving these goods from place to place. Okay. Not everybody can drive. So, how do we get people from point A to point B? You got to have some kind of transportation system, busing, cabs. But these are all major groups. You're going to find anything that you find out there will fit into one of these categories. That's it.